Today I wanted to make a review on the GE 8-in-1 toaster oven. We're going to go through some of the modes of operation here, what it can do, and what I like and what I don't like about it. So I've had this GE oven approximately at least 6 months now. So we're just going to go over and I'm going to tell you what I think about it, what I like, what I don't like. Alright, so the first things that we'll notice, it's all digital. So I'm going to go ahead and show you some of the modes. So here are the modes that we have. We have Airfry, we have Bake, we have Toast, we have Broil, Roast, we have Warm, Proof if you're making cakes or breads, and Convection. And really the only ones I really use, to be honest, is going to be the Toast. I've used the Broil before, and the Airfry as well. One thing that really annoys me about this toaster oven is every time you press a button, you get this sound. So no matter what I do, you get this sound. That's unavoidable. You cannot remove that sound. So let's say you wanted to go ahead and toast something. As you can see, I already chose toast, but I'm going to go ahead and move it to toast, and you can see it makes that sound. And automatically it defaults to 2 slices. So now you got to go over here where it says temp shade, then you got to hit start. So you got to press 3 things. Okay, so now that I have it on toast, let's say I'm going to go 3 slices. And now you would think you would press start, but if you press start, nothing happens, right? You pick the slices, you pick the toast, you hit start, nothing happens. So now, without knowing, because this is a dial, you also have to press this in. So now it tells you the time. And you can go ahead and, again, you could further choose 2, 3. So now that you have that, you can go ahead and press start. And when you press start, it'll start counting down. And it does a fairly good job at the toast when you put it in there. Of course, when you put your toast in there, you got to remove the air fry basket, and then you got to remove this tray. So while this is counting down, I'm going to show you another thing, which I really don't like. So as you can see from the design of the door, and by the way, these hinges, everything on this toaster oven is made really, really well. The door is really sturdy. But one thing that happens is, and I haven't cleaned this out, I usually do clean this out, but you can see there's a lot of breadcrumbs all around in here. And to clean this is really hard to do. Another thing is the breadcrumbs get over here as well. When you pull this out, you can see all the breadcrumbs, but instead of, a lot of the breadcrumbs, instead of collecting here on this tray, what they end up doing is they end up collecting over here on the top here and inside here instead of falling down there. So that's one thing I don't like. Here's the other thing about the crumb tray. It really should have been like a little bit of some walls over here on each side. There isn't. I don't know why they didn't put that. Just a flat tray. So when you take it out like this, right, guess what happens? A lot of the crumbs are going to fall off if it collects any crumbs at all. The other thing that I don't like that we're going to see is once this countdown is over, it goes into a cooling cycle. And when it goes into a cooling cycle, you can't really stop that unless you come here and you hit stop. I don't know why it goes to a cooling cycle, but it makes noise. The fan kicks in, and you're going to see that some beeps are going to occur. So let's let this count down, and we'll check it out. So let's see here. We have 1, 0. And there it is. There's the cool cycle. And you hear those beeps. And that cannot be turned off. And then if I open this up, you can hear the fan. And this stays on. This cool cycle stays on for a good minute to 2 minutes. This is the only toaster oven that I know that does this. And to me, it's kind of annoying. So you can see that it's still going on. And we'll talk about this a little bit more. And you can see when it stops. So it does come with a tray, which is really nice. Again, I do have to clean all that stuff because I used it the other day. And here's the air fry basket, which is nice as well, okay? The air fry basket, things get stuck to it, and you can put it in the dishwasher. This stuff is dishwasher safe. So, but really, my issue with this is this cool cycle that I can't stand. The fact that it just beeps no matter what you do. And the controls are a little bit cumbersome, right? So you have to be able to know that you have to use all 3 controls in order to get it going. So if I want to stop this cool cycle, because it does, I think it takes a minute at least, maybe 2 minutes, you got to go ahead and just press stop. And when you press stop, then the cool cycle stops. So let's go over this real quick again. Let's say I want to do a toast here. I have to go to toast. So 2 slices there. I'm going to go ahead and you have to use the dial to select what you want. Hit it. And then 2 slices, right, as you can see there, and then you have to press start, and it'll go ahead and start again. This is really well built. One thing I noticed here on the side, they could have done a better job at covering this little gap up. It's a gap on both sides. If all you're going to do is toast, I would not get this thing. If you think you're going to use the air fry and the other options that you have there, then by all means give it a try. So for me, I don't really use a lot of these options. And like I said, if you're going to go ahead and just use toast, and that's your main thing. I don't think this oven is necessarily for you. I think it's a little overkill. So it does take up some space, as you can see. It's a little bit bigger than traditional toasters because it does do 8 things here. The price itself is not bad, and like I said, this is built really well. I just think there's mainly some flaws to it. The fact that you have to go through all these controllers to choose something is a pain, where you can easily probably just make this a little bit more simple. So if you're going to use this mostly for toasting, you do have to remove these trays. If you don't remove these trays, it still will toast, and sometimes I'm lazy, I don't remove the trays, but you're not going to get an even an even toast on the bottom and the top. As you can see, the heating elements are there on the bottom, and then the other heating elements are there at the top. You can see the fan as well for the convection. And then the other thing that just happened is here you can see that it was blinking for a while, so and it just went away. So there's no way you can control that it will just blink on its own, and then eventually the display will go dark. I don't understand why there's not a timer or something that just displays constantly. So what it does is if I go here and I choose the mode, it will, if you don't do anything, it will just blink like this, and then eventually after like 5 minutes or so, it will just disappear. So why is there no time there? Like, that's another thing that I don't get, why they didn't put like a time that you can look at, or have an option to after 30 seconds if you're not messing with it, or a minute even if it just goes blank. I understand, but why does it take so long for that to happen? So you can see it just keeps blinking and blinking and blinking, and it does that for a good 5 minutes. There's some nuances with this, some annoyances with this. Would I get this 8-in-1? Probably not, because I don't use all these options, but it is great if you do plan on using these options. You're going to save room and you're going to save space because it does all these things. But a traditional toaster for me is just going to do what you want 99% of the time. And then, the air fryer, you can buy that on your own separately. But I mean, this thing does save you space, even though it's big, because now you don't have to have the air fryer. You just have everything built into one, which is good. But I don't know. How do I feel about it? Would I buy it again? I don't know. And honestly, it's been working really well for us. It just there's a few things that just annoy me, like I mentioned before. And I'll leave that up to you if you would buy this or not, based on this review. I mean, it works, no problem. It's just, I think they could execute this design in the way they implement the LCD screen, which you can see is still going on and blinking away. The beeping, the cool stage there. They could have done a little bit more, things a little bit more different. All in all, it is what it is. I mean, I have it, I bought it, I'm stuck with it, but I hope that it answers some of your questions. And if you're thinking of buying this, you can go ahead and make that decision based on what I said here. So I hope this video has been informative, and if it has, leave a comment, put a like, and subscribe for more videos.